Linear regression, a simple statistical model, is actually the first step to understanding neural networks in deep learning. The lowest levels of large language models, self-driving, and even deepfakes are a series of multiplications and additions. In this video, we'll review the basic concepts behind linear regression through a few quiz questions. Let's get started with question 1. Here's the main equation for linear regression for the case where we have three input attributes. We can think of x1 as the age of a presidential candidate, x2 is how many years they've served in politics, and x3 is how many laws they successfully created. We can think of y as the predicted number of votes a candidate will receive. What do the w's and the constant term b represent in linear regression? You can pause the video here if you need a moment to evaluate. The w's and b are referred to as learnable parameters for the model. They're learnable because they start off as random numbers, but over many iterations of training, their values are adjusted until we are satisfied with the model's accuracy on the training dataset, which might look something like this. Each row is a data point that has information for a particular year's election. We have the values of x1, x2, and x3, as well as the recorded historical value of the number of votes received. During training, the model finds the right values of the parameters that can capture the relationship in the data. Question 2. Which of the following is a valid example of linear regression? Here's choice 1, choice 2, choice 3, and choice 4. You can pause the video here if you need a moment to evaluate. The answer is actually choice 2. Even though the constant term or bias is set to 0, this is still a valid example of linear regression on a single input variable, x1. With the other answer choices, we're introducing nonlinearities in the parameters, which violates the main assumption of linear regression. Clearly, not all data in the world is linear, so linear regression isn't enough to build artificial intelligence. But there are still many cases where linear regression models perform well, and don't forget that neural networks are also built on top of linear regression. Question 3. Which equation is used to calculate the error, also called the loss, for regression? During training, when we are improving the model's accuracy on the training dataset, we are actually minimizing the error between the model's prediction y and the true answers that are recorded. But which equation is actually used to calculate the error? Do we average or sum up the errors? And do we square the errors or take the absolute value? You can pause the video here before the explanation starts. We wouldn't want positive and negative errors to cancel out, so we definitely have to use either the absolute value or the square. We'll go with the square to avoid issues with the absolute value function's derivative at x equals 0. And then we'll take the average so that the final error value isn't dependent on how many data points we have. The result is called the mean squared error function, and this is the standard loss function for regression. Question 4. Which matrix multiplication calculates the model's prediction for linear regression? You can pause the video here before the explanation starts. Based on the dimensions, choice A and choice B are actually undefined multiplications. Choice D is defined, but the output is a 3 by 3, and we're looking for a single number, y. Choice C gives us the exact equation we want, and if we were processing more than one data point, then we could simply add more rows to the first matrix, and the output vector would grow accordingly. NumPy and PyTorch are two libraries that are commonly used to implement these matrix multiplications as efficiently as possible. I hope you found this review useful, and I'll see you soon.